What's going on YouTube? It's RJ the Fed. It's been a while. Gonna try to do a live stream. Well, hopefully the audio is gonna be working correctly today. We had some issues with the mic before. We figured out some of the issues generated, so hopefully everything sounded right. I've actually another monitor to see if I sound right and if I'm clipping or cutting it out. It does look like I'm clipping, so let me see if I can fix that. I think the echo cancellation and the mic volume, if we can change that. I'm going to play with that just a little bit and see if this will work. All right, testing 1 2 3, testing 1 2 3. See if the mic clips out. The mic seems to clip out if I talk for a really long strand without breathing. Looks like it's fixed on what I can hear at least, so hopefully you guys are able to hear me. Let's get into the live stream. So, short description because it was last minute, last plans, but we got some stuff we're going to drink. I've got 3 pretty decently hard bottles to get to drink, and then I've got 3 that are probably even harder, if not impossible to get, that we'll be drinking. Proof point is going to be between 97 and 117 proof, and then we're going to quickly jump to hazmat from the 117. We're going to go to 140.2 all the way up to 145 for a total of 6 pours. And then currently we have our Rahr & Sons beer glass. It's a Fort Worth Brewing Company. Rahr & Sons is a pretty good brewery. I'm just drinking some Miller Lite out of their glass, though. Nothing fancy or special. We just had some tacos, so had a beer with dinner. I got the kid in the other room, so might be picking up on him too, but that's all right. So first pour will be the Jack Daniel's 10-year. This is batch 4. The new release, thanks to Albert. He was able to pick one up for me and drop it off by the house. We got the Old Fit 7-year bottled in bond for $55 out the door. Well, my dad just popped up, said, "Why was I not invited?" Ryan just popped up too. I think YouTube's slow on sending out notifications. I did just set this up maybe 15-20 minutes ago too, so maybe it's a little bit slow on getting the invite out. So hopefully that'll work too. And then I've got a 13th Colony. This is the Echoes in Eternity bottle right here. This one is a 117.41 proof. And then I've got 2 Garrison Brothers. I've got the 23 and the 24 Cowboys, which is 140.2 and 140.9. And then probably one of the most impossible bottles for anyone to get, unless you're in Georgia and go to the distillery for Short Barrel. We did buy the Father's Day bundle, and we did get this bad boy. So this one is 145 proof. And it does have the little number 1 dad sticker on it and a little Father's Day down here too. Got that from their website, from their bundle. Speaking of their bundle, I want to say Nate's in chat. He was asking about, I thought I moved it over here. Yeah, I did, so I could show him. He was asking about what I got with it for a shirt, because when you go on the website to order, it's labeled underneath like a polo bundle. So it's supposed to come with a polo. I don't know what you guys think of when you think of a polo, but I don't think this is it. But apparently this made the cut as a polo, which is fine. It said random, so you pick your size and they send you random merch as far as that sizing goes. But it did say polo in the description, so we got this. It does have a collar. It's a quarter zip. So quarter zip, and then it is long sleeve. So I'm not hating it. I haven't taken the tags off or anything like that. Taking the tags off, I might see if someone has an XL of some Short Barrel merch that's short sleeve, so I can wear it. I mean, I'm in Texas, guys, so it's hot. So long sleeve, the limited use on that when I could wear that. It's got the Old Fourth Distillery branding on one side. That is underneath the Short Barrel logo and name, and then it's got the Short Barrel right here. I thought it was gray. It's kind of like it kind of has like a camo print to it. It's kind of hard to tell. It's more of a bluish color though But I think that's all the branding. It's just the Old Fourth on the left arm, and then the short barrel right here across the left breast is a quarter zip, and then they have the little branding for the actual company that they partner with to do this, which is Johnny O, and it has a retail value apparently of $138. So went to their website to check it out, kind of see what they had going on. So collar Eagles polo be good for working in the sun. Yeah, might actually. Honestly, this might be decent to help keep the sun off. It would be a good fishing shirt too, just because the long sleeve on that aspect. It's just really hot here, but pretty nice. I mean, it feels like good quality. So it's soft. It feels comfortable. Also for hydration, we've got our Powerade Zeros that we buy from our specs. Glassware tonight, we have a rocks glass thanks to Deborah. We've got RJ Glenn, and then the Jack Daniels Bonded series. Sorry, I said Deborah. Donna gave me this glass. I don't know why I said Deborah, guys. I'm sorry. It's been a long work week, so this is my first day off. We got Mr. Dollar Bill Will in the house. The allocated Powerade. Yeah, we buy it by the case. I actually have 2 cases beside me on the floor. This is cracking into one of those cases right now. So let's go ahead and pour up the Jack Daniels 10-year batch 4. We fresh cracked this for my birthday over at Tyler's house when Mr. Dollar Bill was also there, along with TJ. You guys might know him as Jameer the Naked Mole Rat for his Discord handle, and Mr. Riley Tesla was also there. So the JD10 batch 4 is 97 proof. I got a bottle of the batch 3 from a subscriber to the channel that has missing like maybe an ounce or two. And I'm pretty sure I drank like the other 24 ounces in almost a week. Like it was a very crushable, very good tasting bottle. Hey, what's up, Lewis? So we'll probably go heavy, and that's why we'll use like the big glass for those. The lower proof stuff, the 97, the 100 proof, and the 117 proof. And we'll probably switch to the Wee Glen for the hazmat stuff, because I don't plan on drinking too much of the hazmat stuff. I kind of wish I had some more hazmat bottles, but I'm pretty sure all I have is the 2 Garrison Brothers bottles and then the short barrel bottle I just picked up as far as hazmat goes. Don't really drink stuff that hot too often. Been a long time since we've really tried to sit down and taste and drink and enjoy some whiskey. What's up, JL? You want a JD10 and a Fireball for $15 allegedly? Hey, Fireball allegedly. JD10's pretty damn good bottle. I like it. I tried to have someone pick an extra one up for me, but obviously they have secondary value, so I'm not going to sit here and take away from someone's trade or profits if they're trying to do something with it. But as far as a drinking bottle, I like it. It's got a nice red color to it. It's got a sweet nose to it. Pretty standard Jack Daniels profile, though, that like banana nut red. Hell of a win. Yeah, for $15. Absolutely. Oh, Ryan doesn't share either. Price on the short barrel bundle too. It was like $199. So with shipping insurance and everything, I think it was like $206 or $216. So you get a piece of merchandise MSRP or retail between 90 to 128 bucks or 30 bucks, something like that. And then the bottle I think is about $100 value. Through the group that I'm in on Facebook, anyone that tries to flip those, they're immediately banned and removed from the group and removed from any future purchasing because they don't condone that. So another reason why I like to do stuff like this on live stream, because this kind of special bottle, I'm going to crack it and they know that it's not me selling it. I'm keeping mine and drinking mine. There we go. We got Nate in the house. What's up, Nate? I share. They just happen to be whiskeys that you hate, Mark. $60 worth of ducks to secure my JD10. Man, I'm tired of gambling on that stuff. I always seem to miss out and lose. Hey, there we go. What's up, Adam? I do have a shirt on. I know you're not crazy about it, but we got the RJ, one of the RJ tank tops on. Oh, and then our Miller Lite's still cold too, so hopefully we can try to get through this beer before we get too deep into the whiskey, because I'm pretty sure drinking beer and then whiskey it'll be okay, but drinking beer and whiskey like going back and forth probably not so good. So let's try to crush this Miller Lite. Bought a slab of Miller Lite at Costco today. Yeah, Nate's already texted me asking me for a sample of that short barrel. I think that's the biggest disappointment and the biggest plus for them is that they only do 375s of these. Well, the disappointment is you only have half a bottle. You get the mini bottles, but the plus side is that means someone else got a bottle in their hand too, so it goes twice as long. Keeps paying you punishment pours. I'm gonna be trashed after this. Yeah, probably. Yeah. This is definitely hazmat, Adam. I don't know if I can get that to focus. Give me a second, it'll focus. That proof point is 145 proof. So yeah, it's up there. Sample of the allocated Miller Lite. I just bought a slab, man. I used to drink like Bud Light on draft or like Michelob Ultra, but after the whole Anheuser Busch stuff, I kind of just steer clear. So we'll drink Miller Lite or Coors Light, even though those are two beers we used to never touch before. I'm sure there's some drama about all these companies, but I try to pick and choose where I throw my money. Yeah, the Father's Day short barrel pick. I don't know how many they actually had of that, but I want to say it was only like 120 bottles or something, and they're the 375s. Hey, what's up, Tyler? Tyler needs to try this. Like, I sent him a picture of this, so we're gonna open this up too for sure. But we got to work our way up to that. That's why I'm like, I've got 3 hazmats and I've got 3 things that are low proof. 2 of them are 100 proof and or 97 proof, and one's 117. So yeah, I saw that, Patrick. I checked my phone when Nate sent me a message, and I saw you sent me a YouTube short. So said check out his channel, and it's like a little thing that Patrick made for me, showing that I was live. Pretty funny. I like it. It's great. I'll try to like reshare it too. That way other people can see it, because I think you still get credit for the views and stuff on that. Yeah, it's been chaotic with 2 kids and all kinds of stuff going on. Work, even though I'm only working right now Saturday and Sunday with paid parental supplementing the week, so I'm off Monday through Friday. It's a lot. I actually had my mom and dad over today helping me out with the kids and installing a ceiling fan, because that was a much harder task than it should have been. So the JD10 was good, but much smaller pour next time, because that's a lot. So who all in the chat has picked up an Old Fit 7? If you have a possession of an Old Fit 7 bottle, go ahead and put that in the chat. Bonus points if you've opened it and tried it. It is supposed to be a shelfer. Price point, I think it's $52 or $53 out the door. I paid $55 for mine. I was lucky enough, because obviously I just talked about being with the 2 kids and at home. Albert was able to secure this bottle for me and hand deliver it to my doorstep. So shout out to Albert. Really appreciate that, man. Being able to go out and hunt during the week just isn't really feasible half the time. I can really only go out on Saturdays. Liquor stores are closed on Sundays, so kind of stuck there, rocking a hard place, I guess. As far as Old Fits products, because they fall underneath what Heaven Hill. You've got the Heaven Hill bottled in bond, that blue label, the 6-year, and then you've got like the Old Fits decanter series, like the Old Fits 8. This Old Fits 7 kind of falls in between. So between the Heaven Hill bottled in bond to the Old Fits bottled in bond to the Old Fits decanters, and I don't have any of those bottles beside me to compare this to right here, right now, but just out of remembrance. I didn't care for the bottled in bond Heaven Hill. Tyler and I actually did a bottle and bond challenge, and that bottle we thought was going to do better just didn't really stand out too much. Walk Tarsy's been making AI videos. So Nate's got one. JL's got one. Ryan said he's got one too. JL said, "Give me bonus points now." Hell yeah! Supposed to be here in the next couple weeks, so it hasn't made it quite out there to Adam. And then I waited till 10 to start drinking Adam, and I got a few others. Got an Old Fit 7, and it's almost gone due to samples. I actually haven't sampled like hardly anything out to anybody unless they're local, just because. Well, even then, I haven't really sampled anything out then either. So pretty much anything I've had, I've been drinking. Perfect. Joe B's actually drinking the Old Fit 7 right now, so hopefully we can talk about this one and see if I can pull some notes off of this. But this is my third time drinking it. I know it doesn't look like it because there's a lot left, but I just did a small sip of it when I first got it. And then Nate said he's pouring some now. What's up, Ross? We got Thunderclap in the chat. Ross, what's up, buddy? Joe B saying cheers. Jess saying cheers. What's up? Whiskey and Cigar, what's going on? Yeah, I like the Old Fit 7. I actually really like this bottle. I wish, I mean, of course, they got to keep the price down. I wish they would have went with the fancy decanter toppers, but I can see where they got to cut costs, especially if it's going to be a shelfer. Those toppers would be insane. Strong, nutty profile. Very, very balanced with the oak. A lot of dark, rich oak notes in it. Very easy to drink. Very well balanced. A little bit of spice, but it's pretty mild. It's not anything harsh. Hey, we got Thomas Anderson all the way up from Michigan. Definitely not worth more than MSRP. When it first dropped, I think people were pushing 200. As it started to get distributed, it crashed pretty hard down to 150. By the time, I would say 2/3 of the states had these bottles in distribution and in store, secondary hit around the 110, 120. You can get these bottles for as cheap as $90 locally on secondary. And then with the, like I said, the out the door price being about $52 from Specs, this is a pretty good pickup. Matter of fact, if this truly is a shelfer, I probably will pick up multiples of these and have these sitting up as backups on the shelf as something to have as like a daily drinker. Similar to how I carry E.H. Taylor small batch. I have a ton of E.H. Taylor small batch. As a matter of fact, I have 11 bottles of it. This would be another one from a different distillery other than Buffalo Trace that I would keep on hand because the flavor profile on it is, it's very easy to drink at 100 proof. It's crushable, but it's different than your typical Buffalo Trace product. So having the Old Fits from Heaven Hills is awesome. I really like the wooden topper still. I like the wooden toppers still too. I mean, the way it's cut, it's still nice. I just, obviously, when you get a fancy decanter bottle, the glass topper is a little bit cooler. There is a little cinnamon note on it. I think that's part of the spice that I get. It's not like a super sweet cinnamon. It's like a spicy oak cinnamon. Old Fit 7 is 120 to 130 in mid Michigan. Yeah, no, for $55 out the door, and with secondary being about $90, even at $90, if you had to, just to have one, sure. If you were trying to pay $90 all day, every day, probably not. Already sitting on the shelf in Lubbock. That's good to hear, JL. So, Mr. Lewis is out there in Lubbock, Texas, and they don't get too much love with allocations, but sometimes they get some stuff that we don't, and the stuff that sells out here, it normally sits there. So, definitely use Lewis too, which Lewis, the honey, I'm still been using the honey that you sent me. That stuff is awesome. That Lone Elm too, I've been drinking on that. As a matter of fact, I drank on that the other night too. 108 proof wheat whiskey. It's just wheat and honey. It's honey finished, and it's so good. So I really appreciate Lewis for getting me a bottle of that because I don't see it here. I actually picked up a Lone Elm single barrel that's non-finished because they discounted it so heavily because it's just not selling here. Got it for $75 in Kalamazoo. I think even some of these online retailers, you can buy them for like $64.99 and then pay maybe $20 for shipping. So for $85, most people should be able to get an Old Fit 7. They just got to wait for it to come in stock and then order it online and pay the upcharge for the shipping. Almost had to eat each other small batch and haven't had an Old Fit 7 yet. These Old Fit 7s that I couldn't find one. Like I knew where they were and I didn't want to drive out to Dallas to get one. So like I said, shout out to Albert for doing that for me and helping me get it. Empty will be a great infinity bottle container. Absolutely. MSRP is as much as I'd pay. Well, that's how I feel about every bottle, Mark. I would prefer to never pay more than MSRP for anything, but sometimes that's not a reality. So either you just go without and never. You don't know what you're not like. What is it? What's the saying? You never know what you're missing if you've never tried it. Something like that. I don't know. It sounded better in my head, and I know there's a saying. I just don't know how to say it. So I'm sure someone will type it out and make fun of me for it, but that's all right. I need one of those Lone Elm honeys. Yeah, you do, Ryan, because that shit is good. 108 proof wheat whiskey. It's a heavy wheat whiskey with that honey finish. That is one hazy bottle. And from my understanding, I think Lone Elm went under, so I don't think they're producing anymore. So whatever's out there is out there. I think the honey one was batch 1 through 3. I don't know if they have any more than that, so I'm not really too sure on that one. But hey, Lewis is saying hit him up. So if you need help, get in touch, Ryan. If you don't already have Lewis's information, reach out to me on Discord and I'll get you guys connected because I might be hitting Lewis up for another one of those now that we're talking about it. That's why I didn't rush for it either, Thomas. Like, because I have a buddy that was able to pick one up and we just got the first wave dropping here. I'm like, I already know this is supposed to be a standard. It's supposed to be on the shelf. It's supposed to be this price. I'm not going to go nuts over it. Kind of like the Eagle Rare 12. I don't know if you guys saw that. The distillery dropped it. And when those things hit secondary, they were immediately asking $500. And then they were asking $400 and $300 and $250 and $200. I think they're about $200, $225 right now for an Eagle Rare 12 when the MSRP is supposed to be no more than an Eagle Rare 10. Like, that's crazy. Just because it was the first day, I guess it dropped. You know, secondary goes absolutely bonkers. The first guy to get one, first one to post one, trying to get some kind of deal worked out, whether it's trade or cash. Wild. My first store pick, I went on hit Blue Note 116 proof. Blue Note makes some good stuff too. Think they're on sale now. If they're on sale, Lewis, definitely reach out to me if they're on sale, because I know last time when I paid full price, actually the last 2 times I paid full price, if they're on sale, I'll buy them all. We'll clear them out and I'll hold them. I'm not going to sit on them like some of these guys were doing that Rebecca Creek double barrel Spanish oak. I'll help get them out at cost to people, but if they're on sale, I'll buy them all right now. Just tell me how many they got, and we'll work out a price to get, and we'll work out the hand delivery fee. Michael Bortner, what's going on? Another bottle Ryan will hoard. The Whiskey Shaman. Cheers, guys. All right, so we went from 97 proof to 100 proof. Very small jump. But now we're going to get into the Echoes and Eternity Veterans Charity Pick from 13th Colony. So we're going to be jumping up to 117.41 proof. This is my last little staircase step up before we have to climb the ladder, jumping from 117 proof straight to hazmat. We're going to be starting out for our next pour after this pour. This is 117.41 to 140.2. So we'll be moving to a Weeglin for that one. So the lower proof ones, and then we'll go Weeglin. So just in size comparison, and we will probably light handing the hazmat stuff because they're harsh. I do some unsavory things for an Eagle Rare 12, but paying $200 is not one of them. Exactly. I'm not paying $200 for Eagle Rare 12 year either. It's not happening. Oh, the cigar. Yeah. Penelope Cigar Blend. I know a couple of the guys picked them up. I told them I would like one if they ever have the opportunity to pick up an extra, but it's not for me. I'm not a Penelope fan. Cigar blends aren't really my thing either. If I got one, it would be to get to somebody that is a big Penelope fan, and I'm not looking to make anything off of it. I'm just trying to help get it into the people's hands, because what's available here for me versus available to you guys, sometimes I can get stuff that you can't, and I know I got another guy up in Michigan that would probably really like that bottle, like Beach Sand Bourbon up in Michigan. If he hasn't already picked up a Penelope Cigar Blend, I bet he would go nuts for a bottle. I got a couple guys on the list. I try to keep in mind and remember names. I try to keep a list of contacts and stuff, so that way if I do find something, I can pick it up and then I immediately just let them know, hey, I got a bottle. If you don't want it, no obligation to take it off my hands, but if you do want it, it's set aside, and I was thinking of you. That's why you're on my list and why I contacted them. So a lot of the guys really like that. Live from the patio, what's going on? Got Sean Binnicker in here. What's up, man? So 13th Colony, Sean from Echoes and Eternity, shout out for him doing this pick. Like I said, this was to support a charity for veterans. Some backstory. I'm going to read this. I'm not going to tell you my source because I'm not sure what's allowed to be shared, but some things happened with this bottle. So if you guys ever looked on Poor Decisions, this bottle was password protected. So you needed to send a proof of receipt that you donated any amount, could be $1, could be as much as you want, to charity. And then you would be given the password by Sean so you could purchase a bottle. Well, when I went on the website, the bottle was available for purchase without password. So I talked to someone about it and I said, what happened? And what happened was the company they're using for the sales, they shelled out a bunch of money. They actually made a $4,000 donation and just shared it out. So it sold out in 4 minutes once that email went out. They shared it. I think it was through Sealbach. I think. Can't remember. But they made a $4,000 donation and unpassword protected that baby. And well, they sent the password to everybody and they let it roll. So $4,000 donation towards veterans. And then that thing was blasted out. And as a matter of fact, the reason why I even saw the password is the password sitting in the Discord of one of my local groups. And I'm like, how did they get the password to this pick? I'm like, most of these guys don't even talk to Sean from Echoes and Eternity. So I thought that was kind of wild. But then I had to reach out to some contacts and put 2 and 2 together. So made sense. What's up, Mike Brock? So this is that 13 Colony Echoes and Eternity pour. I think it's pretty good. I'll be honest though, I don't think it's too much better than the yearly cash strength release batches, like the yearly batch. But I've had other people where I've asked that have this bottle, they think it is better. Some of them think it's exceptionally better. I will say it has opened up. When I first opened it up, I felt like it was just barely better than like or about the same as the batch proof. I started getting some other notes too, like some chocolate cocoa notes that started coming through. So this is pretty good. And the 8-year 45% weeder from MGP. It's nice. Nate says Weeglin. Yeah. No, we have the Weeglin from the Whiskey Bonded series. We actually went to one of those tastings. They gave us a free little Weeglin. So what time is the duck race? Paul's asking. Well, I don't know if we're gonna do a duck race tonight, but man, Paul pulls in some bottles too though. It's been a while since we've done some duck races. I'm going on a Detling pick next month. Now that one would be interesting. So Detling has some crazy stuff. My first bottle is actually a pick from Florida that I tried. It was the first whiskey that I tried that had a milk chocolate note that was very distinguishable. New favorite pastime for me, trolling the new local server with special treatment I get from my local store. Do whatever you want, man. We got the new server. Do whatever you want for the special treatment. Post whatever you want. Do whatever you want. Let them know. Embarrass them. Hey, Dave Vogelsang's in chat. Dave's retired now, too, so cheers, buddy. Hopefully, going from 2 days off to 7 days off hasn't killed you yet. I know it's harder to budget when you talk about how much you spend on a weekend. Now think about doing that 7 days a week and trying to keep yourself occupied and entertained. It's pretty tough. Everybody dropping the cheers in chat. I did start a new Discord, Locktar. I was trying to be a little bit more discreet about it too, but that's okay. Oh, Dollar Bill fixed the app for everybody for the server. So let's get that invite sent over to you, Locktar. Sorry, I really haven't invited hardly anybody, so don't feel bad that I haven't invited you. It's just I haven't really invited many people at all. We were testing the server, and I have Mr. Dollar Bill helping me out for that too. Let me get that invite sent over to you right now. There you go, Locktar. You won't be able to see the server. When you join, you'll only be able to see a couple channels. I have the entire server locked down, so until you're given roles, you can't see anything. So we have like friends, whiskey friends, gaming. If you guys want to be a part of the gaming side of it, we'll have that kind of roundabout too, so we can keep things a little bit more functional to what you like. If you want to be a part of everything, we'll give you permission to everything. If you don't want to be a part of everything, we'll limit it. That way, you're not overwhelmed with a bunch of chat channels that no one ever uses, or the people who do use them. Like Freight Train, they're degenerates. We gotta love Freight Train and his meme post. Dave said he was on the pick team with Sean from Echoes. It opens up quite nicely, and that's where I'm getting at. So like when I first tried it, I was like, this isn't anything better than like the 2024 batch proof. And then like I tried it again. This is the third time of me going to it, kind of like the old Fit 7, third time of me going to it, and it opened up quite nicely. Like that's the perfect verbiage. That's exactly what I said. There's like a cocoa chocolate note that comes through. It's got a lot of those sweet, savory, dark oak notes to it. It's pretty tasty. Is it worth the price? Absolutely. Is it sold out? Unfortunately. But if someone wanted a sample of it, it's still a possibility because I don't mind sharing what I have. I'm just scared for my next pour. I mean, we're going straight from the Sean pick to Hazmat. I think my headset died, but it's funny because I'm not even using it. Might as well plug it in though. Let that charge up. Really don't know why we were running the headset in the first place. We normally use it so we can hear ourselves, but we have that turned off right now. So goofy for me. Double checking on the YouTube. We got 11 likes. It shows 19 people watching. I see you're still getting energy drinks for points. I miss the live hunt streams. I've been getting Powerades for points, actually. We've been trying to downsize on the expenditure on specs. We still do hunts. I do want to do more live hunts. The problem is it would only be on Saturdays. Saturdays are not drop days, so there's not really anything to show as a haul. As far as stores I go to, I typically just go to the one specs because they know me so well now. Exception last Saturday, I went to 2 specs and I went to a goody goody, which that goody goody didn't drop when I was there, but they dropped later that day. So that was kind of upsetting and disappointing, but it is what it is. I was going through some stuff, so yes, Locktar, I did have to. Well, I didn't have to delete the channel, but we did, and now we've made a new one, and we're trying to work on that and go a different route. So definitely want to do something more again. No ducks, no like. I do need to do some more duck races too. This is a Discord sevens. He's very talented on Discord. Yes, Dollar Bill Will is very talented. Looks like Lone Elm Honey is 60 now. What was it before? Wasn't it like 72 or like 78 or something like that? Lewis, if you could tell me what it was before. The $60 is definitely cheaper than what I remember, but I don't know how much cheaper. Maybe it was even more than that. Maybe it was 80 something. I don't know. If it's $60 now and they have a bunch of bottles though, I would probably buy a lot more just because, it was 77. So 77 to 60. Yeah. $17 off for that. Yeah, if that bottle's available at 60, I probably want at least 2 for myself to keep in bunker. But if they have a bunch, I don't mind buying more, especially if they give a case price. I don't mind buying more just because I know someone will want it. Otherwise, I have more for myself. I think that's a very good honey finish product, but only to someone who likes wheat whiskey. You don't like wheat whiskey, then it's not going to tickle that fancy because that wheat whiskey is very potent, very strong, and then the honey helps balance it out a little bit. So bourbon crash is happening. A lot of stuff getting cheaper except the new Russell's 13, which is $200 MSRP. Yeah, I'm like, wasn't Russell's 13 like 150 before? Yeah. Gotta drink my Powerade. All right, so went from being a boy going to a man. You know what they say, gotta have small glasses to help compensate. That way our hands look bigger. You know, it fits in the hand, guys. First pour. We'll do the 2024. as it's the lower proof, and then we'll go to the 2023. Actually, we're going to do that backwards. We're to jump to 140.9, then we'll go back to this one. This is the lower proof one, but based off my tasting preferences of Garrison Brother and the Hazmat Cowboys, I like the 24 more than the 23. So let's go ahead and start with the less favorable one. I say less favorable. Obviously, it's pretty low. We're going to do the 2023 Hazmat, and then we'll go to the 2024. So we'll go 140.9 down to 140.2, and then we'll fresh crack that short barrel. Actually, we'll probably crack it after we get the next one poured up. That way we can give it some time to breathe at 145 proof. Look how dark that color is on that too. Righty. Need to get my hands on that Star Hill. I had the opportunity. I'm not a huge Maker's Mark fan, so I pass on it, but it is what it is. I don't blame them trying to kill secondary, I bet. Yeah, and some of them are. Well, it's not even about killing secondary. They realize they can make more money. The distillery can take a bigger profit, a bigger chunk, without having the overhead of secondary. I'd pay $200 all day for Russell's 13. I think most of us would. I think when you start pushing over 300 for like the Russell single rigs and like the 15, obviously 15 carries heavyweight now with secondary, but even like the single rigs, like 300 was already a lot. Russell's 13 is 123.8 proof. Well, we're going from the 13 Colony 117 to the Garrison Brothers 2023 140.9 proof. Still very ethanol forward on the nose too. Yeah, the price on the Garrison Brothers are crazy. So secret on at least the 23, the 2020, 2021, and 2022, I have polished off. We only have the 23 and 24 of the Cowboys, to my knowledge, unless I missed one in the cabinet. I left the cork off overnight. Like I let the bottle sit with it exposed to air. Because they were so hot, so ethanol forward. It definitely oxidized. It definitely changed the whiskey profile. It helped balance them out a little bit more, make them a little less pungent. So the Cowboy bourbons at Hazmat, they needed some time to breathe. But they open up nicely, and I still drink them from time to time. It's just been a long time. So what better time than opening up a short barrel Hazmat to pop a couple other Hazmats to drink again, revisit. So here we go. See if we can not make a face when we're going to 117 to 140. I just finished my last Garrison Brothers sample from you this weekend. They're pretty good. I mean, I'm. It's funny. We're talking about it now. I have a deal worked out on Wednesday. We're supposed to be making another trade. I may or may not be getting another Laguna Madre, but Cowboy bourbons have been my specialty. High proof, cash strength, 6 to 8 year minimum for Texas whiskey. Pretty damn good. The Honeydew cash strength from Nestor Liquors pick, also really good. The Laguna Madre is good, but it's a $350 MSRP. So we're trading for that one. We're trading about $350 worth of whiskey for it. So we're not getting a deal on it by any means, but I am getting another Laguna Madre as long as everything works out on Wednesday. So that'll be fun. Ernest, what's up? Oh, for the Cowboys, you say you like the 2023 better than 2024, but I only had a small experience with the 2024 and in a communion cup. Well, the 2024 on Fresh Crack was less than desirable. It was still good from Fresh Crack, but it was much, much better after opening up. So depending on when they gave you that little communion cup, I think the 2024 is a little bit more balanced. This is a little spicy. It was hitting the back of the throat. It's burning a little bit. Try not to make any faces. It's tough when you're trying to drink whiskey. Pulling out tasting notes on this stuff is very hard when it gets to that 140 proof point. Also, why we went with the smaller glass, because 3 smaller, lower proof points going to 3 hazmats. That's a big jump. I was able to get two Star Hill Farms for $99 each. Well, congratulations. I didn't see them. I knew when they were dropping. I had some buddies that could have picked one up. I passed. Makers just is not my jam, but I probably should have got one anyways, just for the sake of content, even though content, what content? You don't post anything. You don't do any live streams anymore. I know. I'm sorry, guys, but I could have at least bought some bottles to say I have them for content. So that's why it's funny. Like, we already have the Old Pit 7 open. Normally we would only fresh crack stuff for the stream, or like the 13th Colony pick. The 13th Colony pick got cracked whenever Tyler came over, so he could try that. But here we are. We're doing a live stream and we're doing some drinking. Cowboy whiskey, yeah, it's good. It's good for Texas whiskey. It's good. I'll clarify it that way, because some of you guys do not like anything from Texas, and I'm telling you, there's some good stuff out there, but it's few and far between. A lot of its stuff is like they source it from outside of Texas. The stuff that is from Texas, it's overpriced. The high heat climates with the 30 plus days in the summer over 100 degrees destroys whiskey in a barrel. Matter of fact, Garrison Brothers had to up the size of the thickness of the wood and the metal to hold the barrels and keep them bonded together, because they're blowing up from the Texas heat. They were expanding and they were popping. Good look on your tray. That was the sample I had. I like that, and the Cowboy. Yeah, there'll also be another 2024 Laguna Madre, that's the sample I sent you. I was really hoping he had a 2023 Laguna, because I heard it's better. That's okay though. Old Forester 1924, Blanton's Gold, and an Eagle Rare will be the 3 bottles I'm putting up to get that. So Blanton's Gold was like $175 roughly. Eagle Rare's $50, and then the Old Forester 1924 was like $125, $130 roughly. So we're basically pushing $350 in trade bait to get to that bottle. And then the Laguna Madre, like I said, MSRP is $350. Secondary on those is like $400, $450, but like no one's paying $400, $450 for Texas whiskey. Like, you're lucky to break even and get your MSRP for the $350 on the Laguna Madre. So cool case, great tasting whiskey in my opinion. It's only 101 proof, but it is very easy, very sweet to drink. So really like that. Tom Black, what's up? I don't know if I'm relieved or disappointed that RJ is wearing clothes on his live. Well, it has the RJ branding. It's a tank top. We can do a little nipple slip if we have to. Like, we'll make sure you're taking care of Tom Black. Locktar loves Texas whiskey, but the people who don't live in Texas or haven't tried enough of variety of Texas whiskey, I think for the most part, people think Texas whiskey, they just think like Still Austin or Garrison Brothers, which a lot of the Garrison Brothers products, unless you're buying the super high-end expensive stuff, which overpriced, that's all they really think about when they think Texas. They don't understand there's a bunch of other distilleries that have some pretty solid pours. More on the rye or wheat side. I'm sure Dave has a favorite pour for sure. 2023 was sweeter to you. Wow. Okay. More age notes and more leather on the 2024. I need to get you a sample of the 10-year dry fly pick at 144 proof. Can't beat it for 110. Speaking of that, gotta grab the phone because I can't remember the name of it. There's definitely a website out there. I want to say Nestor. It's Nestor Liquors. It's where I got the honeydew pick from. Tyler helped buy those. Nestor Liquors has a bunch of Garrison Brothers picks. Some of them are still available, and they're single barrel picks that are the silver labels. They are hazmats. You can buy hazmat picks right now that are available, and some of those picks are exceptional. You can also buy some lower proof points. I think if you're going to buy the single barrels, they're about $200. I wouldn't buy anything lower than 135 proof. That's like why I buy the Cowboy bourbon, is because I like that cash strength. I like that high proof. I like the higher age on the Texas whiskey because it definitely shows. Those leather notes are very strong, very potent, very pungent. I'm not a big leather tasting guy. I've had some bottles, like I have a Still Austin bottle that's a cash strength. It tastes like an old, dirty leather boot. And then I've got some that are like a softer leather that's a little bit more fresh cut, clean leather. Those are more approachable, more of my tasting profile. If I'm going to have a leather note, leather notes, I could do without them. Honestly, if leather was never a tasting note on whiskey, I'd be okay with that. a few more sips of hazmat and he'll be shirtless. Well, we're already getting lightheaded. We went from Miller Lite to Jack Daniels 10 to Old Fit 7 to 13 Colony to now Garrison Brothers Cowboy. Those leather notes definitely come through, and that's just not a note that I like. Shirt off in the RC Cola or we riot. I actually don't have any RC Cola in the house. I have Dr. Pepper Zero. Oh, and then I have my work backpack. I have some Diet Dr. Pepper as well. Maybe I'll grab a Diet Dr. Pepper real quick. They're only room temp, though. Gotta grab the work bag. We also have beef jerky in here. Some Old Trapper beef jerky. And then we got our Diet Dr. Pepper. Can't be a Texan without Dr. Pepper. Even if it's zero sugar or diet, you gotta have your Dr. Pepper. Dave said he's not currently a rye guy. Definitely a Weeder fan. And that new Old Dominic Weeder, pretty good. Nip slip. I wanted that. You haven't had the Balmorea or the Laguna Madre. Are they similar profile to the Cowboy Bourbon? Absolutely not. Ladybird's 114 proof. That's the cognac finish, I believe. I can't remember what the Balmorea is. I've never had a bottle of the Balmorea. I've had samples of it sent to me. I say sent to me. They were truly hand delivered. One of my locals who just lives south of me in Mansfield. I'm in Arlington, basically Mansfield. That was my first impression of the Balmorea. It's pretty good. I can't really speak to it too much, but the Laguna Madre, minimum 8-year age stated, 101 proof, a lot of sweet chocolate notes to it, much more rich, much more savory, almost no oak notes, almost no leather notes. Well, the oak is there, but it's like a sweet oak. The leather notes are almost non-existent. It's a very dessert pour, believe it or not, at 101 proof is very easy and very crushable to drink. Problem is obviously the price tag of $350 for the MSRP. Ladybird was good too, but overly sweet to me. I thought so as well. Noah says he's stuck at work, but hope everyone is doing good. Cheers, Noah, man. Noah's the real MVP. I've had him help me meal stuff as I give him something to deliver to somebody else because we're trying to make meats work up with some of the other locals. And if you guys realized how big the DFW Metroplex is, for me to get from one side of the Metroplex to the other is about an hour-long drive, and with traffic, it could be much longer. And then with people's schedules, it's almost impossible to make some of these meetups work. And Noah's the real MVP of making some of those happen on the point A to point B and the everything in between. Noah's super reliable, awesome dude. Doesn't ask for anything in return. I would love to offer him more, but he doesn't seem to want or really want to take anything. Maybe I just force and hand him a bottle anyways, or force and hand him some extra money for everything he's done for me. He might not think, or he might not say that he's done much for me, but the times where I've needed him, absolutely came in clutch and helped me complete deals or transactions with the locals. So thank you, Noah. Liquor Barn in Lexington had the Old Dominic Weeded. I haven't tried that one yet. Does Balmorea taste like diarrhea? No, it does not, Mark. It's not that bad. I know it was good. I just don't remember it being so good that I had to go buy one. I think the Balmorea was like 100. No, the Guadalupe is 107 proof. I can't remember the Balmorea might be like 110 proof. I'm not sure. No, there's some cowboy you turned out to be. Yeah, it's funny. Like on leather, tasting note of leather, not my jam. Sorry. We got RJ Lack and no RC Cola. I'm freaking Diet Dr. Pepper too. Yeah, so we got our Diet Dr. Pepper. We had our Powerade Zeros as well. All right. Our Weeglin hazmat pour is empty. Got to make sure we do light pour. We jumped to 140.9, going to 140.2. Not super huge difference. Obviously, Ernest had his opinion on the Cowboys as well. He said he liked the 2023 better than the 24. I'm the opposite, or at least I was. So we're going to pour up the 24 next because I'm expecting to like this one more than 23. And then we'll fresh crack. Actually, we're going to fresh crack the short barrel to let it open up, but then we'll pour that up. So let me get caught up on chat real quick. Well, let me crack the short barrel, then get caught up on chat. So here's the short barrel bottle. The Hazmat's 145 proof. This is a Father's Day bottle. They are super anti against flipping. Like if you're in the Facebook group, they will ban you if they catch you flipping these. So there's the plastic to it right there. We're not flipping it. It's open. No one's buying an open bottle like that, right? You hope not. They are only 375 because they're trying to get more in people's hands. So here we go. There was like no pop to that. Sorry, guys. That was anticlimactic even for me. So let that set us to the side. We'll let that open up and air up a little bit before we pour it up, and then we'll try it. So Ernest, he likes leather bondage gear. We both enjoy some light S&M on the weekends. Chucky Alarms. It's not a party until RJ's shirt comes off. We're getting there. I mean, like I said, second hazmat pour, and then we have a third hazmat pour. We're probably going to get there. We're not too far off. Favorite lately, Michter's 10 Bourbon 2025 Old Carter American Whiskey Batch 15, the Remus 9-year experimental series, and the 13th Century Cigar Batch Hazmat. Damn, I feel like I need to hit Dave Vogelsang up for another sample pack because he's actually the first person and the only person that has sent me a Maker's 10-year bourbon for me to try, and I think it was 2023. That's the last time I've had the bourbon. I did have access to the rye, but I have not seen the bourbon. Well, that's a lie. I had the 24 bourbon in hand, but I didn't keep it. Probably should have, but we were trying to get something very specific, and that was something that somebody wanted, so unfortunately the 24 got traded for something I wanted. Old Carter, I've never owned a single bottle of Old Carter, but thanks to all the subscribers and participants in the channel, I've been able to try a bunch of Old Carter, both bourbons, ryes, and American whiskeys. So shout out to you guys, especially Dave. Dave's definitely sent me several of those. Remus 9, I have had Remus. I've had several Remus, almost all of them actually, including like the Gatsby. Once again, shout out to everybody that's on the channel because I haven't purchased a bottle, but I've tried at least 7 or 8 different ones, so really can't complain there. 13th Century Cigar Batch Hazmat, definitely haven't tried. 13th Century in general, I think I've had 2 pours of, 2 different pours. One was a Hazmat pour, I just don't think it was a Cigar Batch. And then I couldn't remember what the other one was. I'd have to dig through. Maybe I still have the sample bottle. I think Dave sent me the one sample. And I think I had one other person send me another 13th Century sample, but I've only had 2 13th Century samples to my knowledge. They are out of Colorado, so instead of 13 Colony, it's 13th Century, and they're out of Colorado. Val North and Bull Run stuff. Speaking of Bull Run stuff, Dave, Barrel Dave, he gave me that Master Pick 15. I actually got a second bottle of it. That was some, it's sourced basically by Bull Run, the other who bottle it, and their stuff, that's an American light whiskey. That one's really good too. The 24 has a softer nose than the 2023. The 2023 had a lot more ethanol, even though I let that one with the cork sit out like overnight. I turned Chucky Alarms on to finish ryes. I did give Chucky Alarms the Dave Vogelsang treatment. I sent him a sample pack with 12 samples. A lot of finished stuff too because he requested finish. So definitely trying to get him towards the rye side. I don't think ryes are for everyone. I think they do have a spicier grain, and some of that spice people aren't looking for in a drink. They're not trying to drink like black pepper or spice like heat like tobacco or jalapeno, something actually spicy like the Mango Habanero punishment pours. Bourbon Hall, what's up, buddy? Speaking of finished ryes, I'm pretty sure one of the finished ryes I sent you was the Jack Daniel's Barrel Proof Rye. That was honey finished by Bourbon Hall. So shout out to Bourbon Hall for helping you figure out that you like some finished ryes. Don't get me wrong, I'm still planning on buying the 2024. There's one around the corner from me for $25 over retail. $25 over retail. That's actually not that bad. I could see you definitely spending that. Hey, the bourbon bitch. What's up, girl? I will qualify Dave Vogel saying you said I'm due for another pack. As far as stout beers, Dad and I have decided that stout beers is probably not the way for us. We don't get through them quickly enough. We don't have enough people that are able to show up and actually drink and enjoy those together. We still enjoy drinking them, but we don't get through, several bottles in one tasting for like a video or content unless we have other people available to meet up with us and hang out and drink with us. So the stout beers, very appreciative of them. They were awesome, but just probably not going to be in the direction of the channel. But as far as sheer enjoyment, they were still great. So I'm not going to sit here and say I don't want you to send more of them. Just know that they probably won't ever get shown on the channel because it's just not, it doesn't fit the bill. It's not quite there. I wish it would fit better, but it's not the forte, and we can't really get a party together half the time to get more people to try and drink them. So I feel like sometimes we don't like it. We feel like we just waste it because we're not drinking the entire beer. Let's see. There goes the neighborhood sideshows here. I love sideshows, so here we go. Love to see you paying for that JD14 with $1 bills, LMAO. Dollar bills. Trying to catch up on chat real quick while we finish up this pour, and then we'll pour up, like I said, that short barrel. Hey, Mark, you're in the Discord. If you haven't looked, Sideshow's been promoted. Give me something sweet. Absolutely. Had to rewind, but appreciate you, RJ. If I can help, I am happy to do so. I'm glad you were able to rewind to hear that, because I don't speak lightly, especially when it's on live, because you can absolutely rewatch it. Things will be held against me. But when things are meant to be said, especially for thanks and praise, I like to have record of that, because if I ever rewatch some of the stuff for myself, I can be like, hey man, this guy, he was definitely there for me when I needed him, and he took care of me. In the future, he needs to be taken care of as well. If he hasn't already, like, I try to take care of people as I go, but sometimes I'm like, I got to get you back. And I feel like I got to get you back because you've helped me out a couple times more recently. So cheers, Noah. Balcones at 291 so far. Hey, Balcones has some decent, solid pours compared to 291, who has nothing but garbage, but Balcones is they're definitely lacking too. Hey, Wildness, the Fed, yeah, she does not like being on camera. Like, she will not speak on camera. She will not talk on camera. The fact that she even was willing to walk in the backstage to be seen was a surprise, honestly. Not a fan of minty or grassy notes and rye. So then you hate Frey Ranch, Dave Vogel, saying that's what I heard. Like, is that the grassy minty notes are on the Frey Ranch? I make Ryan do all the running around and force him to drive out to me and bring me extra bottles. Hey, I would too. Just make sure you tip him, whether it's with, a bottle or with a tip. Give him something. Honey finished Jack Daniel's single barrel proof rye tastes like Mexican fried ice cream. It's amazing. Yeah, I've got the Rittenhouse rye. I've got the Jack Daniel's. I got the Old Forester Blue Label. And then we had the Eagle Rare, but obviously we killed that. So I'm excited. Honestly, Bourbon Hall, keep it up with the honey finish stuff. That stuff's been crazy. Like, the Rittenhouse, like, I scrutinized it, but I got clarification from Bourbon Hall, and it wasn't scrutinizing the actual product. I was scrutinizing the price, and I'm like, hey, what's going on here? Like, I can get an Old Forester Blue Label for almost the same price as I got his pick that was honey finish, which is crazy. But then I got to pay an upcharge on the Rittenhouse honey finish. So I'm like, what's going on with the money here? And then I realized, like, oh, wait, other bottles in other areas of the states, different states, they cost more money. They don't always cost less or the same. So thank God for controlled states. I feel so sorry for Wade up there in Nebraska. He is getting absolutely ripped and shafted on Rittenhouse rye. Well, the only thing he's good for is honey. I don't know about that, Mark Duffy. That's a stretch.
I haven't hassled him yet today. Yeah, go all out on him, Sideshow. Bourbon samples it is then. Yeah, and that was just me clarifying, Dave. Just, we had so much going on. I really got to catch up on chat though. I'm gonna speed through this, so I'm sorry if I miss anything super important. If I do, just send it again. Doc Saturday Lives. Sideshow's a mod. What have you done? He's a mod in the Discord. Yeah, well, he's only there to harass Tom Black. So, hey, Josh, everything is well. It's been a long time, man. I know. I'm so sorry, but we are back. We're back. We got to do some content every once in a while. It'll be a lot less frequent, so I wish I had a more steady schedule for it, but I just don't have it. Frey Ranch Farm Straight Uncut is awesomeness. I've been struggling with some Frey Ranch, so if you say so, maybe I need to try it, but maybe we'll get there. I like the balcones I've had. The best is the Bourbon Pursuit Rye pick. So for balcones, I tell people to get the sampler kit that comes out around Christmas. There's a gift set that comes out. It comes with a Glencairn, which is the big upside. You get a Balcones Glencairn. You get a large bottle of the Lineage, which is a 3-year-old Texas whiskey product. And then you get two 50 ml smaller bottles. One of them is a pot still, and then the other one is the single malt. The Lineage is a 1-year older version of the single malt. So pot still, single malt, Lineage. Lineage is $7.50. So you're paying the price of the $7.50. You're buying a bottle of Lineage. You're getting a free Glencairn, and then you're getting a free single malt and a free pot still 50 milliliter sample to try alongside it. So for the gift set, $38, $40, like it's under $50 out the door. You're getting a Glencairn, a $7.50, and two 50 ml bottles, all three from Balcones, obviously, as a gift set for you to try. It's not that bad. The pot still is actually pretty good in my opinion. It's a lot sweeter, a lot lighter on the corn notes. The Lineage is a lot heavier, a lot more of that darker notes, some of the leather notes too that people talk about. It's not as harsh as like the Brimstone. The Brimstone is a very hard pour to get through. And the single malt, obviously, just it's like a 48-month, 2-year-old product of the Lineage. Kid was in a car accident and the wife's mother passed away, but I am doing good. Whoa, what the fuck? Michael Bortner, I am so sorry to hear that. Kid was involved in a car accident and the wife's mother passed away, but I'm doing good. Damn. That's crazy. Seeing that happen and being there, especially with all that's going on right now, that's wild. I'm glad you're here, Michael Bortner. If you need anything, man, reach out. But that's pretty wild. Each Taylor Barrel Proof Batch 13. Cheers. Orton House sucks. Went up $10 a bottle. It's still cheap here. Like I was telling Will, dollar bill, I'm like, we could probably buy cases of that and get that to you for cheaper, even with hand delivery. Or the randoms make fun. Bro, when we run the verticals on the phone, we were doing those live streams, like Ryan was, I don't know why. I got attacked for being fat, but Ryan, he's just a mod in the chat. He got attacked like a motherfucker. Ryan was banning people right and left. That was just one fun morning. Yeah, Ryan got bullied. People were out to get Ryan. Cheers, Noah. Yeah, one day, Noah, I'll meal for you, buddy. You let me know what you're looking for, and I'll try to find you a bottle. I've been wanting to try their single malt because I'm a fan of the genre. Yeah, if you can get the Christmas kit, like that gift set, it's pretty rocking. Like you're only getting a 50 milliliter sample of the single malt, but you're getting a Lineage, which is the same product, basically like verbatim, but just 1 year older. So we just finished that pour. It is time to pour up the Hazmat Father's Day pour from Short Barrel. Might need to add some light. I'm looking at my camera. We're a little dark in here, so let me see if I could fix that real quick. Boom. And let's go white light. Let's go a little brighter. Boom. There we go. I'm here. Hey, Dewan, what's going on, buddy? 30 years as a Leo has hardened you is one thing, man. There's some things that no matter what you're hard to, there's still got to be some soft spots in there, man. There's still got to be some human left in you. You can only hide so much of what's going on behind the scenes before some of that stuff comes out. So definitely had some stuff lash out for me recently. That's why I had basically disappeared. That's why Discord, my original Discord, I deleted. I have a new one now, but sometimes life hits, and I don't care how tough you are. You got to get away, or you need to escape, and things change. 30 years beating Hellcat people, that's a career. That's wild. Now we can see the nips. Hey, gotta show off them boobies. Nips, nips, nips. I'm scared, man. This is my first impression of a short barrel hazmat bottle. I've always wanted one. Like I've pleaded. Short barrels coming to Texas next month. It's gonna be available in Texas. Short barrels finally coming out, but we've never had the opportunity to get a hazmat bottle delivered. Normally they go through the distributors. This was in a UPS package. It had their little ship insurance. Technically, this can't ever go airborne with being in compliance. But even for ground transportation, without a distributor, it's tough to get a hazmat bottle and a bottle of whiskey in your hands. So I'm super excited to be able to try this. I am better, Mark. So we had a lot of stress and pressure from work, home life, adjusting to having the second kid. It was rough. Got my Diet Dr. Pepper. Lockhart, I think he said he was drinking some Diet Dr. Pepper. Also, we're jumping from 140.2 to 145 proof. So this is our highest proof and our last pour whiskey of the night. Then we're going to be probably taking it offline, going to Discord. So if anybody wants to be a part of the new Discord, I have no problem inviting you. Just reach out. I'll get you the invite. But I don't know if we want to keep going on here, because once you start drinking some high proof whiskey, you start saying some things, your clothes start falling off. Who knows what's going to come out. The smell is obviously very different. We're talking Georgia to Texas, so it smells very different on the whiskey. Some very dark fruit notes with a lot of oak presence, but the oak presence is very light and fluffy and easy, very approachable. Wow. That is one crazy pour. Obviously at 145 proof, it'll knock your socks off. Don't take this lightly. It's not easy to drink. You cannot start out with this on as a first pour. That will take the oxygen out of your breath. I mean, I'm still feeling some remnants of that for me right now. We've already had 2 hazmat proof pours before this. This is very potent, but this is very good and very light for a 145 proof. I still think it drinks its proof point. It definitely drinks north of 140. I don't think you would mistake this for anything less than a hazmat. Second sip of it, maybe I could lie to you and say it's 138 proof. Sips out, nips out. Yeah. Gotta have the nip slit. Just have him sitting there. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I don't know how you would mistake this 145 proof for anything less than a hazmat. Like I said, if I was lying to you, maybe it's 138 proof. It drinks north of 140. Exactly. Dollar Bill Will's in the house. Speaking of Dollar Bill Will, Nate was asking earlier, so we showed him. Now that you're here, we'll show it off. When we bought the Father's Day bundle, this was our polo. So it's got Old Fourth on this side, and then across the, if I can hold it up right, across the left nipple, we got our short barrel logo, and then we got the quarter zip. It does have a little collar for the neck, and it definitely is long sleeve. I said gray, but it's like a bluish gray, but it's like a camo pattern. I don't know if you can see the camo pattern from a distance. Very soft material, though, and feels really comfortable. There goes my goons. Yes. Well, we had the rocks glass out as a dump glass, but we drank everything that was in front of us, so I'm proud of myself, I guess. Who would have thought I was going to drink some whiskey tonight? So, had a Miller Lite beer. First whiskey pour after Jack Daniel's 10-year. Dollar Bill was there when we fresh cracked that. Second pour of the night, we went to Old Fitz Bottled and Bond 7-year. Then we went to third pour, 13th Colony. This is the Echoes Eternity pick. That was to help support veterans for charity. Had some Diet Dr. Pepper and some Powerade Zero in between for some hydration purposes. Then we jumped. We were trying to go in proof order, but then we realized we liked the 2023 less than the 2024, so we went to the 140.9, so 117 to 140.9 for the jump. Went to 140.2 for the 2024 Cowboy, so we had two Cowboy variants back to back before touching the last pour, which was the short barrel Father's Day hazmat pick at 145 proof. So quite the lineup, quite the tasting, quite the drinking. Still not done drinking. Still feel pretty solid, pretty strong, pretty sober. Haven't stood up yet, so obviously that'll hit us. But we're gonna put these 6 bottles back in the cabinet. Probably grab a glass of ice for one of our hydrators, our Diet Dr. Pepper or Powerade, and then we'll be hopping on Discord. So if anybody wants to hop in Discord, like I said, got a new Discord. I'll invite you guys. Only thing that we'll have access to is general chat based off your preferences. If you guys like video games or playing games, I play games most days, most mornings and nights, with the exception of weekends. We'll give you that role, so you'll have access to the gaming side and the gaming channel for the voice chat. You're more whiskey friends, we'll add you the whiskey friends side of it, or just the whiskey tasting in general. So the server's pretty much locked down to where you only see so much, and as we add roles to you, then you can see more of the server. Also helps with you not get spammed with unwanted notifications. I typically have every Discord that I ever have muted until I turn it back on. Except for app messages, and even those I'm still limited depending on what the server is. So hazmat is man's whiskey. It is. Matter of fact, one of the picks I was looking at buying from Nestor's Liquors for the which was sold out. It was a Garrison Brothers single barrel. It was called it puts hair on your chest. It was like the name of the pick. So cheers, Nate. I'm glad I'm back too. Like I said, I'll be on Discord, so if anybody wants to hang out, talk, play games, whatever, we're there. Probably won't be advertising it. Like, I know I'm talking about it on YouTube, but I won't be advertising it, especially not with a link on YouTube. It's going to be for a smaller group. So, like, obviously the people that are here, there's 19 people watching. The people who are truly watching right now, like, most of these guys are friends or friends of friends from the Whiskey Tube community. Old Fashioned Ways just popped in, so kind of shows other content creators and then friends. Those are the only ones that really see my channel right now. I don't plan on going super big. I don't really want to be that big. I still want to be a people person. I want to be a man of the people, as Bourbon Hall says. So thank you guys so much for tuning in the live stream. like I said, 6 pours and a Miller Lite. We'll be taking the rest of this over to the Discord because the shirt's probably going to go off and the headset's going to have to go back on because otherwise audio is going to get crazy and I'm going to get drunk. There's too much going on, guys. So cheers. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. And I'll see you guys for the next one. This is RG the Fed signing out.